This is Talking Saints, the official St. Patrick's Athletic podcast, and we're very happy to be joined by Saints goalkeeper Vitezslav Jaros. Vit, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, great. Not too bad, thank you. Not too bad at all. Vit, thanks for jumping on. This is the first time we've had a chat to you properly since you signed for the club on loan from Liverpool for the season. We're 13 games in. The summer break is coming after Friday. The team have started well. You've started well. You've moved to Dublin to live in a new country and live with a few of the players as well. So how would you reflect on your first couple of months with St. Pat's and playing in the league and living in Dublin and stuff?
Yeah, it's been great coming into a new environment, settling in. I think the boys helped me quite a lot. Made it easy for me. Everyone was just welcoming me with like open arms. So it was quite easy settling in, living with the boys. It's always easier when you know a few people before you go into training. So it was just coming in already knowing 4 boys, and then it was just going into training and already having people to talk to and stuff like that. So it's been great from that side. And the football side, I think we've done well, and hopefully we can keep it going and see where that takes us.
Vit, on the football side, you had a couple of games in pre-season, and then the opening night of the season was probably a really good introduction for you to what the league is, away to Shamrock Rovers in one of the best stadiums in the league against one of the best teams in the league, a 1-1 draw with late goals for both. So how did you kind of find your first proper League of Ireland experience on that night, on the opening night of the season?
Yeah, I loved it. It was straight in. I mean, went and played the league champions straight away. So you get a good idea of what the league is like and what the standard is. So I think we've done really well. It was probably we're probably disappointed, all of us, that we didn't get the win because they scored a late equaliser. So I think we could have gone from there with 3 points, not just one.
Yeah, you made a really, really top save late in that game. I'm not sure, there was a deflected shot by somebody as well, and Robbie Benson scores to put us ahead with a deflection, and then Aaron Green scores late to secure a point for Shamrock Rovers. And that's been the way for us quite a lot this season. A lot of games have been tight towards the end. We've scored some late goals. Other teams have scored some late goals on us as well. And I'm sure that's probably one of the reasons why you wanted to come to the league, that, you know, to play in games that really mean something and that are very important. So how have you found that, and just, I suppose, playing in a very competitive league?
Yeah, the league is tough. There's been loads of games where there's been a late goal or late winner and stuff like that. So it's quite stressful when you get to that 85th minute and it's still one up. You're still one up, and they put everything in the box. It's just like defending the crosses and putting bodies on the line and stuff like that. So that's, as you said, one of the main reasons I come here, just to learn how it is in men's football, where 3 points mean everything on the weekend. So that's why I've come here, and that's what we've been doing, trying to get the 3 points every single week.
Yeah, like for someone your age, you're still 19, you're not 20 until July. Is that stress something that you need now at this time in your career to really learn that side of the game, where the games kind of are tight in the last couple of minutes every week, most weeks?
Yeah, definitely. That's probably one of the main reasons why keepers or even outfielders go at such a young age, go to lower leagues or go abroad to get experience of men's football. So that's the reason why people go, and that's the reason I went, and been enjoying it. I actually quite enjoy the pressure in the late on in the games where you have to put your bodies on the line and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's been some games where you haven't had a huge amount to do, other games where you've had lots to do, and of course in every game you've been able to show off your kicking, and you know just how impressive that is, whether that be short or whether that be long as well. Is that side of your game something that you've always been good at, and how much do you practice it?
Yeah, I say playing out and like kicking, passing, being one of my strongest sides, like since I was a kid. So that's one of the things that I build my performances on, where I try and be as precise as I can be with my passing and distribution, and then performance goes with that, doesn't it? If you start doing well with passing and stuff like that early on, then everything comes with that. I think like talking and shot stopping.
Hear a lot about different sports people, whether you be a golfer and you're practicing your chipping or you're driving or you're putting, or a tennis player, or maybe, you know, a football player practicing their free kicks or practicing their corners or whatever. But like for you, to stay on the focus of the kicking, What does that practice look like? And is it effectively like you're a golfer and you're going to the driving range with a bag of footballs and you're just spending time with PJ and with Josh and with Baz, just doing all various types of kicking? And I know this is something that you spend quite a lot of time on in the pre-match warm-up as well.
Yeah, me, PJ, Josh, and Baz, we do quite a lot of kicking at training. So it's all about repetition, getting the reps in. Same with everything. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So it's just one of them. Trying new things out and just practicing. That's the main one.
Yeah, and when that goes from the training pitch to the match pitch, like you have to be quite brave at times to play, you know, some of the passes into the six, into Jamie Lennon, for example, or into Forrester, or the clips you're playing to the full back. And, you know, some don't always work out, but I've noticed as well with Stephen and Alan on the sideline, they're consistently trying to encourage you. And if you do, you know, because you're not going to get everyone perfect, and you get one wrong, that it's next one, and it's next one, and it's next one. And I think that's something that I've enjoyed watching you do, that you're consistently trying to do what you're being asked to do by the coaches, if it goes right or if it goes wrong.
Yeah, you have to be brave on it. You have to be brave on the ball if you try and play out, which is what we try and do. And Alan and Stephen been encouraging me to play out, which is what they always told me to do. If it's on, do it. If you don't feel like playing now, just don't do it. But I always like to play out, and I've got trust in the players. I know that if I bounce it off Jamie Lennon, that he's going to keep possession and we'll keep the ball.
So Dundalk next on Friday, the last game before the mini break in the summer. The last game against them up at Oriel was a 1-1, and I think the word you used about being stressful in that one, I remember Paddy Barrett cleared one off the line, and there was, I think they scored quite late as well, and there was lots of action in our goal out towards the end. What do you remember of the away game up on Dundalk a few weeks ago now?
Yeah, it was good. It was one of them games again where we get early goal and 1-0 up for the majority of the game, and then as soon as it gets to like the 80th minute mark, that you start putting everything in the box, and it's just about defending again. But unfortunately, we conceded late on. But as you said, Paddy had the 2 great clearances off the line, so he helped us to get the point. But last time we played them, it was a tough game. But I think they want to improve from then. So I think it's going to be even tougher on Friday.
Yeah, you mentioned Paddy Barrett there. You know, Lee Desmond's been an ever-present. Sam Bone has played a lot of games. I think a little knock at some stage. Paddy had a little injury as well. And then you've got the likes of Burmo and Griff who've, you know, done amazing things in the league, as has John Mountney on the other side. So you've got the chance to play with some very experienced players that have played European games, won leagues and won cups here as well. How have you found that? And apart from them being a really good bunch of lads to play with, they're all top defenders, and people often speak about that relationship between the goalie and the defenders being an important one, and you seem to have a good one with all the lads.
Yeah, we've got a great relationship going on with the back four, and even the fellas that aren't playing. I mean, so it's just like a big group when we go and do like shape and do defending and trading. We all just love it. We love working with each other. So I think it's just one of them where you know, you can turn back on someone and he's going to be there for you on a game day. So
yeah, and you've also got some really important support and that from both Josh Keeley and Barry Murphy and Pat Jennings, the goalkeeping coach. Like, you've played all the games, you've played every minute of every match, and you know, someone like Baz who's come in as an experienced player, you know, is still, even the other night in Derry, he was out doing runs himself after the match and stuff. And Josh being a younger one who's, you know, going to be a top keeper at the club as well, and Pat Jennings. People often speak about the goalie union, and they've been used to one in Liverpool as well with Adrian and, you know, the lads there as well, obviously Keevin Kelleher and Allison and stuff. But the Pat's goalkeeper union, you seem to be quite close, and all the training you're doing together looks quite good and competitive, and you're all trying to push each other, even though you're the number one at the moment.
Yeah, it's always like that. It's always brilliant when you got that competition going on. It doesn't have to be like bad, and it's just like that good competition going on with the boys, which is how you improve. You always push each other, and that's how you get better. So it's been brilliant, like the attitude that the boys shown, especially Baz, like coming in, experienced fella, and there's me, 19 years of age, like in front of him. But his attitude has been brilliant, like coming in every day into training, as you said, doing extras after the game and stuff like that. Josh as well, young boy, just brilliant. Like, you can see him improving every day. As I said, because the attitude from Baz and me and Josh, it's just brilliant, and PJ as well, like pushing all of us. You can see Josh improving every single day.
Off the pitch has been, weird for everybody. You're living in Dublin. You're here for a couple of months now, but you've not been able to do very much. You're living in a house with a few of the teammates as well, and touch wood with the lockdown opening up as well. You might be able to just explore a little bit on your days off and explore what this city has. But how has your life been off the pitch? And like, I know you moved from your home country to Liverpool at a young age, but like living somewhere else and the cooking and the cleaning and the driving and just basically, the life away from the pitch and stuff. But I suppose the fact that you are in the house with the lads means you're not just in a lockdown on your own.
Yeah, it's been pretty boring because there's nothing you can do really, as it's the same for everyone, isn't it? Really. So been pretty boring, but got a group of lads in the house where come down and have a banter and that. But there's nothing really exciting that we've done. But hopefully, with the restrictions easing and the vaccines coming out, it might just ease and might be able to go out with the boys and support the city.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Is Matty Chef Smith still doing all your cooking for you?
Nah, he's not really cooking for everyone. I do my own cooking, but I think a few boys, like when they're doing something, and it's almost your pay, just share. But I think most of the time everyone does their own.
Nice. And when we did the teammates quiz at the away kit launch, you were saying you enjoyed doing a bit of cleaning, and some of the lads weren't the cleanest around the house. Have you been able to crack them all into shape yet?
Yeah, it wasn't that I enjoyed the cleaning, but I just done it because it was needed. But a few lads been helping me out now, so it's not just me, but it's a few doing it now.
See, you're 19, you're from the Czech Republic, you signed for Liverpool in your mid-teens, and you're clearly on loan here at St. Pat's now. Just take us back to being a kid playing when you first became a goalie and when you realised you were good, and I suppose your path in your home country in the Czech Republic first, and who you played for, and basically your story as a kid before you made the move to England.
Yeah, so I started off in it was like a first division team in Czech Republic called Pribram. But when I was 10, I moved to Slavia Prague, and then I was training there, going up through the ranks and playing in every like age group, and then went on trial to Liverpool. Had 2 trials, then assignment, and when I was 16. And then from then I was just 2 years at under 18s. Then I went on to playing at under 23s, and then went to Pats on loan. And here I am.
Were you always a keeper as a kid, like?
Yeah, I was out and about. Like I was in the net, but then maybe second half I'd go out and play out. But mostly I was just in net.
So you're 16 and you get to sign for Liverpool, and Jurgen Klopp's the manager, and I think at that stage Alisson wouldn't have been there. Sure, he wouldn't. He might have signed maybe a year later, maybe 2 years later. He definitely wasn't there then.
No, it was just it was Loris Karius and Simon Mignolet. But I think Ali signed like a year or 2 later.
Nice, yeah. So like, talk us through, and again, people watching and listening might not know a huge amount about your story over there. So like, it's youth football, it's the 18s and the 23s, but you're regularly training with the first team, and you're around Klopp and around the some of the best players in the world every day training, and the coaches and the facilities and stuff. And I know they've just built a new training ground, but talk us through your kind of 3-4 years there as an academy keeper, and your involvement around the first team.
Yeah, so when I come in, they announced that the under 18s manager for the season was going to be Steven Gerrard. So that was a bit of a shock, but it was a great experience. Like training under him, him being a legend of the club, it was great. He taught us quite a lot as a group. As you can see, there's been quite a few fellas coming through the academy, at like Reece Williams, Curtis Jones. So that was my age group, and everyone's just coming through. So it was great. And then season after that, won the FA Youth Cup with the 18s. Again, the team that we had was really good. Missed out on the league, unfortunately, by on the goal difference, but it is what it is. And then 23s, I didn't really play much because I've been injured for a while. So I've been out for about 8 months last season, so I didn't really play much. So now I'm on the getting games in and stuff like that. So that's why I'm enjoying it that much.
you were on the bench as well for 3, if not 4 Champions League games in the season just finished. I know behind closed doors and stuff like that as well. I think Alisson might have been injured for a couple and Kelleher actually played. But how was that experience and just being around like what is the biggest competition, biggest football competition away from obviously the Euros and the World Cup in the world?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Unfortunately, there was no fans, but it was still enjoyable. Like traveling with the team, going to Amsterdam and then go to Denmark and stuff like that. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Qualified as well. Went through the group stage, so it was brilliant.
And like, you have time, and you know you're at the stadium the night before to do the training, and then you're doing the warm up the next day, and you're on the bench. But the bench is in the stand, and there's no fans and stuff. But like the Champions League music is still on. It's still a Champions League match. It's still, as you mentioned, you know, Liverpool trying to get through the group stages and defending the trophy that they'd won and stuff. Like, do you get a chance to actually look around and just, I suppose, take in the experience of it, or is it just that you're in business mode?
Bit of both. You're there to do the business, as you said. I mean, you're there to go and win the game. But it's always one of them as you're walking out to do the warm up and stuff like that. You're running out and like you're looking around and you're enjoying it. I mean, especially as a young lad, you're really that's what you dream of as a kid, isn't it? Going then, that's the biggest competition. That's what you dream of, going there and playing in the Champions League.
I'm a big Liverpool fan, right? And I love Klopp. I just love everything about him. I've never met him, but what's he like as a manager? And he seems to have this infectious smile and infectious personality. But at the same time, I'm sure he can be angry and he needs to be, and he's obviously a top coach. But what was he like to be around?
Yeah, he's a great fella. He's basically what you see on TV. Like he's always smiling, positive all the time. But you can flick the switch as well. So if you're not performing or if you're not doing something right or your attitude's not right, then you'll know it. But yeah, he's brilliant to be around. You can see his sort of like happiness or like the way he's enjoying his life and enjoying working with the lads. You can see it going all the way around the building. But then it lifts the mood and everyone's just like happy to be there.
Yeah, and like you hear people talk about the LFC family all the time, and you know, people like Milner and Henderson and you know, all the other players, you know, the likes of Firmino and Salah and all these fellas, man, they just seem like nice guys away from being, you know, multimillionaire footballers. And, you know, when you're a young keeper and you might be doing the cross and finishing with them, or, you know, you're just around the canteen, like that LFC family slogan does seem to be true. How have you experienced that, and just how much the senior pros kind of look after you and look out for you and stuff?
Yeah, it is true. It is sort of like a one big family. So it's not like there's no ego in the team where be someone that you can't talk to or something like that. It's always one of them where you come in and then be like, they put your arms around you and they'll be like, yeah, come on. So it's brilliant.
And what's it like at the crossing and finishing when Salah's trying to smash balls past you?
Yeah, it's tough. You have to get used to that. Try and get used to that. The pace and the accuracy that he's got. All of them do. So you just work day in, day out, trying to get to that level.
On the team of keepers, Vít, last couple, we've got great hopes here in Ireland for Kevin Kelleher. He's, you know, particularly with Darren Randolph, the senior Irish keeper, is you know, in his 30s now and stuff. And there's a couple of other young keepers around, but like it's quite uncommon for an Irish keeper to have played games for Liverpool. He's played Prem, he's played Champions League and stuff. Obviously, Alisson is back now, but what's Kelleher like, and how good is he, and how good can he be?
Yeah, he's class. He's I don't know. I was the pecking order now, but he was the number 2 for quite a while, wasn't he? When Ali was injured, he was playing the majority of the games in the Premier League and in the Champions League, and I think he's done brilliant. He kept a few clean sheets, so I think everyone's buzzing for him. But he's a great keeper.
And where were you when Alisson scored the header against West Brom 2 weeks ago, and what did you do?
I was actually in the kitchen cooking, and then I've heard Billy screaming in his room, and then he gave me a shout and I just come over and I watched it. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, I was screaming myself. Incredible. So you didn't actually see it live. You were cooking the lunch or the dinner, and you had to be shouted at by a housemate.
Yeah.
How could you miss that? That was just like I'm assuming you've never scored, or have you?
No, I haven't. Nah.
Did you go up when Burmo scored in Sligo? You were in the box, weren't you?
Yeah, I was, yeah, but I didn't get the ball put on my head like that, so I didn't really get a chance to head in.
So what you're saying is Allison was on Watch LOI watching that match, saw you go up and said, right, I'm better do that myself.
Yeah, it was one of them. You just see me and then try to recreate it.
V, thanks a million. One more actually, just the kind of the concept of a loan like this. You know, Alfie Lewis is similar from West Ham and another kind of top 6, top 8 Premier League club. Liverpool are a different animal. Obviously, it's not been that common for players at that level from those clubs to come on loan here. You know, yours has clearly worked. Alfie's done great in recent months as well. Like, what would you say to other players or even just, you know, anyone watching about the kind of the way it's worked for you and how much you've enjoyed it and stuff? Because as I say, it's not something that's happened very often, but hopefully it might happen a little bit more now, given you've shown how well it can work.
Yeah, I think most of the lads in England probably chose to go to like low league, like League One, League Two, because they're staying in England, aren't they? So it saved them going into a whole different country and settling in and stuff like that. So I think that's why they choose that option most of the time. But I think it's been brilliant. Yeah, there's nothing bad I can say about the League of Ireland. I mean, I really enjoyed it, and I think once people see lads going into the League of Ireland, I think opens that window when people start going in and be like, oh, League of Ireland, yeah, and then I think it opens up the window where more people might start coming in and be interested in it.
Great stuff, Vitezslav Jaros. Thanks a million. Good luck on Friday, and we will chat to you soon.
Thank you very much.